Oh, uh, I have a lot of great memories. Don and I were really close. He was like a father to me, so we spent a tremendous amount of time together. Oh, I'm just breaking up here. I have so many memories. I don't even know how what to share, except to say that one of my favorite memories of that great man was when he was meeting the woman that became his wife that he has left behind, Ruby. And he was really nervous he didn't think he could date again after being married for like 30 some odd years. And I said, you gotta just, you can do this. And she's a lovely girl. Like, let's do something. We'll all go out together. So we all went out for dinner. And are you crying too? You are, honey. We should have tissue up here. And he said, but hon, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And so I literally, we would have so many different conversations about all sorts of things. So we went out for dinner. And then I said, well, come on back to my place. And his wife, Ruby, said to me, I really like Don, and I don't know how to get through. I said, listen, this guy is so gun shy right now, honey. I said, if you want to go out with this man, you're going to have to do something. You got to be the aggressor. So I'm saying you go for it. He thinks you're attractive. He loves spending time with you, but you're going to have to make the first move. I went into the living room to get something, and then I went back into the kitchen. I was going to get some more scotch or whatever the hell we were having as our after-dinner drink. And I walked in, and I went, Jesus! There was Donnie and Ruby necking in my kitchen. And I remember thinking, I came back out, and my partner, I guess at the time, Calvin, I said, Cal, you're not going to believe what they're doing in our kitchen. It's worked. Anyway, long story short, those two stayed together. They were madly in love to the day he died, and that would be, I guess, one of my favorites. Is that
really in your kitchen?
In my kitchen.
That's where it started. That's great.
So there you go. Thank you. Yeah.
How you doing, guys?
How you doing?
This is Mandy for the Stargate Atlantis boys. I was just wondering, prior to working on Atlantis, do you guys know much about the Stargate lore, and did you have to meet any of the SG-1 cast?
I only knew about Stargate the movie. And I just figured Ronan wouldn't know who the fuck any of those people were anyway, so I did my homework and didn't do any homework. Sorry, kids.
Yeah, I watched the DVDs of SG-1. I didn't know the series before I got on it. I knew the movie, of course, with Jay Davidson and that. And then when Atlantis came along, there was a lot of technical stuff to sort of catch up on, and I wanted to make sure I knew what I was talking about. So. Yeah, you gotta, as an actor, know what you're talking about. Right, Jason?
Yep.
Hey, Red, you're up.
Out of your respective series, do you have a favorite episode in which you acted in?
We did an episode middle of season 3 or 4, I think. It was called Adrift. And it was a scene I did with Joe Flanagan where we were suspended from these cranes like marionettes to simulate zero gravity. Those are really cool. They're spacesuits. They cost like $15,000, made off of plans from the internet. So if you want to build your own, it's easy. And they were really highly detailed. They had this console on the front with all the labels on it written in reverse. And on the top of your left hand, you had a little mirror, so you could look and see what you're actually flipping. And they were that detailed. Had a ring around our waist, and we were suspended from these dolly cranes. And it was Martin Wood was the director at that time. And to simulate the zero G, the camera would be what's called overcranked. It's sped up, so that it's made to look like when it's slowed back down again that you're doing this in space. And in the gag that we're doing, Joe throws me across this void, which was just a green paint on the floor. But we were dangling above it, and I heard what Martin wanted is when we hit the other side that we hit the wall, and we really hit the wall. So just before the takes are, Martin goes up to the dolly operator, the guy that's operating. The marionette went over to this crane, to the spreader, and then it goes over to this dolly thing. And he says to the dolly operator, I want you to really smack him into the wall. And I was like, whoa. So we did that scene. That was a lot of fun to do, just the tech and doing that, and the whole afternoon and doing that. And then the second favorite one was in the elevator with Amanda Tapping. That was, I mean, who wouldn't want to be in an elevator with Amanda Tapping all afternoon? So, how about you, Jason?
The favorite Stargate episode, is that what it was?
Yeah, that's what it was.
I really liked Satita because it was it's my character and his background and all that stuff. It was just fun, and one of the creators, Cooper, directed it, and when one of the creators directs something, like, the money's endless.
Yeah.
So they did a lot of cool stuff that they didn't do on most episodes, and
That was the one you filmed in Terminal City, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah, and yeah.
blew it up. And
I remember that one.
Yeah, Satita's probably one of the funnest, and then the Chris Judge one was great. So, Midway.
Cool.
For me, I would say Broke a Divide, which was the introduction episode to Frasier. I really liked that, and I loved what Rick did in it. So that was fun. There's so many. Lifeboat with Shanks, where it was pretty much the two of us. I loved that. Then what was the one that Christopher wrote? Was it The Changeling? Any of you Stargate fans remember? Because I remember. Anyway, that was another one. There's so many, right? But those three stand out. Oh, and the one with Dom DeLuise, Ergo. Absolutely love that one.
See, they kind of blend into one for us, right? You guys are the consumers. You see the finished product, which, you know, we see on a DVD, but when you're working on it, you're just sort of doing scenes, and each episode is cut up into its little scenes, and sometimes you're mixing them. So, you know, to know what the title of what it is that you're working on, it's only retrospectively that you look at it and you go, oh, okay, yeah, that was that scene. But they sort of stand out as individual moments rather than as entire episodes. Yes, there was. No, you won't. And it was about the return to Earth.
That was good.
Well,
There's your dream. I just shot it. That's the title.
that's the title. We were going to do a sixth season, I mean, ostensibly, and then sort of the rug was pulled out, and there was a script that was written for the beginning of the sixth season, and so we were told at that time that it would be a movie, and the producers were telling us that there would be a movie, and I sort of believed them. That's why I took the chair back. And they said, well, what we'll do is we'll take the sort of the first episode of the sixth season and make it into a 2-hour-long movie. And then it just sort of started to go down and down. And then
So they didn't do it?
They didn't do it, no. The DVD market went flat, and that's kind of the last reasons that I heard. And I don't know where else it went after that.
For me, lots of laughter. He's so funny, is he not? He's very, very funny. And Joe, I loved working with Joe Morton. I loved him. It was great.
It was a fun set to go on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, go on.
I
Keep
thought you were
going.
done.
Shut up.
No, you shut up. It was a great set to work on, but I didn't see a thing because my character was blind, and I had the milky white contacts in. And that was a bit unsettling because you're being led everywhere you needed to go, and then you have a special person that's...
How do you go pee?
Yeah, that special person helps you and comes with you, and that's why I like that show so much, maybe. Yeah, it was fun. Eureka was fun. And it was just across the street from where we were filming Atlantis, so I was actually working that morning on Atlantis and that afternoon.
And that's why he sits down all the time.
What did you do?
I didn't do it. He said he's all the things he's saying
What is he saying?
about you going to the bathroom.
Oh, okay. Oh, Jason. I'll draw you a diagram later. How it happened. Last question.
That's Superwoman, isn't it?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. There we go. You need to yell a bit.
That's it. Closer to the mic. I would take issue with the fact that it's all complete nerds. It's regular people. It's everyone is everybody. And I've met people that are surgeons, doctors, lawyers, captains of nuclear submarines. It's people that like pop culture, which is everybody. So I don't agree that it's all just nerds. And yeah, there have been some pretty crazy ones.
And I think being a nerd myself, I love being in a room full of nerds. I think nerds is a good thing. I love
Nerds
being
are
a
the
nerd.
future.
But no, seriously, you're not. And if it wasn't, think about it. If it wasn't for, like, this is the best thing about this genre. Where else do you get to go and say thank you to the fans and hang out? And I mean, if it wasn't for you, our shows wouldn't have gone on as long as they have, right? So it's a mutual thank you kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a huge fan of sci-fi now, just because it's limitless for an actor. You can do I mean, the stuff that we do in Stargate or the things I've done in fantasy, it's fun as an actor to explore those areas, and yeah, I just think they're endless.
And the tech, the way it's put together is fascinating because you're either acting, with a tennis ball on a C-stand or a green screen, and it isn't until months afterwards when all the sound comes in and all the effects
Do you
come
know
in.
what a C-stand is? Do you know what he's talking about? You need to tell that.
A tripod with
Stop assuming.
a tripod with a tennis ball on it.
Has anyone been to
No, they're
Comic-Con
smart.
in the States? San Diego? I mean, there you go. That's an eye-opener.
No, I haven't.
It's, I mean, I met, like, Elvis stormtroopers and, like, you name it. I don't know.
It's all there.
Half Shrek.
And plushies. Lots of plushie people.
It's
people
great.
walking around
It's
like
just
stuffed
imagination.
animals.
You get to let go, and it's just like the fans that you meet, it's just so much fun. It's a parade.
Yeah.
Just like people would get to have, I mean, they dress up and do all kinds of crazy stuff, and there's no one there judging them and telling them what's right. I mean, I think it's great. It's like, I love it.
The creativity, the expression, all the stuff that is done by this community it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. You guys are great.
Thank you, Perth.
Everyone put your hands together for Jason, Terrell, and David. Thank you, guys.